Arjun, what they call renunciation, that know to be disciplined activity, or Pandava, Arjun, for no one becomes a yogi who has not renounced his selfish purpose. Shri Krishna says to Arjun that one should know renunciation to be the same as action, as yoga. Shri Krishna uses the word vidhi, which means to know. Vidhi means to know, but has a slight twist to it. To know, if you know something, you know it because your senses can perceive it, but vidhi has a slight twist. In vidhi, your senses do not perceive it, but you should still know it. In the Ramayana, when Ram, Lakshman and Sita were going to the forest, Sumitra, Lakshman's mother, was giving Lakshman advice, and she used the word vidhi 3 times. She said, Ram, when you're in the forest, said, know Ram to be Dashrath, your father, know Sita to be me, Sumitra, your mother, know the forest to be Ayodhya, the kingdom. If you know all of this, then you will be happy. The word vidhi was used as a translation for know. So, if you know Ram to be your father, if you look at his senses, Ram wasn't his father, but she said, no, Ram is your father. Sita wasn't his mother, but she said, no, Sita to be your mother. And the forest wasn't Ayodhya, but she said, no, the forest is Ayodhya. If you, vidhi, if you know this, then you'll be happy. This is what vidhi means. It means to know, but beyond the perception of the senses. The first thing needed in order to be a yogi is renouncing one's selfish purpose. Remember that the mind keeps doing one thing all the time. It creates a wish, creates a drawing of this wish, and keeps using the colors that it likes the most for drawing. When you sit in silence and observe your mind, then you realize that your mind creates many types of wishes. It creates desires and dualities. The mind may create 5 wishes, but then, for example, it will prefer 2 of them. The mind will then think that it should leave the other 3 wishes and concentrate on these 2 because it wishes them all. When the mind focuses on the least preferred desires, then it creates this selfish purpose for those desires. The mind keeps running around because of these things, and the more the mind runs around because of these things, the more wishful it becomes as a consequence. While the mind doesn't run around because of these wishes, then these wishes cannot become powerful. Imagine you have highlighted 5 things with a highlighter, but then you draw a circle around one of them. This is very important in order so you can focus on that thing. The mind does this all the time. It keeps giving you options, it keeps giving you wishes, and then it keeps running itself around because of these wishes. And when the mind runs after a wish, that wish becomes the selfish purpose of that person. Now the mind will just run around after that wish. The mind will never be prepared to leave that wish. While the mind keeps up this activity of running after wishes, then the person cannot become a sannyasi. When this activity of running after wishes goes away from the mind, then the person keeps walking back 1 step, and he realizes that the reason the mind is running after these things is because the mind is creating these wishes. Why does the mind create these wishes? Because the mind sees an incompleteness somewhere. As soon as the mind experiences this completeness, then the person becomes a sannyasi. He becomes blissful. That is why he goes beyond pleasure and pain. Whenever a person takes sannyas, then his name changes while taking a vow to become a sannyasi. So when his name changes, what goes into his name? Anyone know? The word Anand, it means bliss, goes into his name. For example, Ramananda, Krishnananda, Shivananda, Vivekananda, Akhananda. It means bliss. Anand, Anand, Anand. Now he has no wishes left, and if he has no wishes left, then he only has Anand, bliss. This pain of wishes creates a hole in this balloon of Anand, taking all its air out. Do not keep these wishes. While a person hasn't given up his selfish purpose, then that person cannot become a sannyasi. Next verse.